It's 2 o'clock.
Shit. Hello and welcome to all of you to join this webinar. This is going to be a very exciting webinar with a lot of information. We will talk about Cisco CCIE certifications, the scope and career growth of CCIE certification. So let me quickly introduce myself. My name is Vikas Kumar and I have done triple CCIE in routing and switching, security and voice. And I am the founder and MD of Network Bulls. I founded Network Bulls in year 2009 and recently we have celebrated our 8th anniversary in NB. Before founding Network Bulls, I worked with different companies like Rally Gear, CSS Corp, and IDS, where I learned about networking, network designing, network planning, maintenance, troubleshooting, and a lot of other stuff. And my passion to teaching and providing quality education led me to start Network Bulls. And for the last 8 years, we have been providing quality education to all our esteemed students, and we continue to do so. My role now is to make sure that we keep on providing great training and placements as well, and making sure that our training is always up to the date and at the most advanced level as much as possible. Okay, so now let's quickly talk about the agenda of the webinar. So we will talk about CCIE, its value, its demand and supply, and then we will talk about which CCIE tracks are available, and CCIE routing switching, what is the growth and scope for this certification, what about CCIE Security, which is very famous program, and what are the unique facilities and features that makes you industry ready with NB. And finally, we will wrap it up with the question and answer round. So you can type your questions in the chat window and then I will answer all the questions one by one. So let's get started. The first of all, why CCIE is so famous, and why so very less people have the idea about CCIE is that CCIE is a very new certification. Although Cisco launched CCIE, first CCIE in 1993, but CCIE have become famous only after year 2000 when the dot-com boom started, and when all the services came online slowly and slowly, so networking became very important. And now networking has become so important that no company ever sustain or run its business without having a solid and secure network. And because CCIE has recently become famous, that's why very few people have the idea about CCIE, and the value of CCIE. That's why the competition in this field is really less, and growth is really high and very, very fast. So we will discuss about it in more detail. Now, first of all, what is CCIE? CCIE is the highest level of Cisco certifications. So it is the world's most respected IT certification and one of the highest paid IT certification. And you can get the idea just by thinking about it that you have the potential to reach up to 35 to 40 lakhs of package within 10 years of starting your career. And of course it is a passport to settle abroad, because demand of CCIE is world over, especially in the advanced countries. So anyone who has the skills of CCIE is most welcome in any country. And of course it's a recession free career, because the demand is going to increase day by day, and there are very less engineers available. So CCIE as a career has huge options, huge growth. Anybody who goes for it now is going to have a solid and a great future. Now, as you can see, the demand is so high that more than 5 lakhs CCIE engineers are required, whereas the supply is really, really low. Only 55,000 CCIEs worldwide are available. So there is a huge demand and supply gap in CCIE in this world. And this demand and supply gap is going to grow more and more in future, as more companies are setting up their networks every day, and they need expert people to make sure that the network is up and running 24 by 7. Now, CCIE certification is available in 6 different technologies. So the most famous CCIE certification is in routing and switching, and then the one of the highest paid certification is CCIE Security. Then we have CCIE Collaboration, which is about IP telephony, and then we have CCI Data Center, which is all about Nexus devices. CCIE Wireless, where you learn all about wireless networks, and then CCI Service Provider. So out out of these 6 CCIEs, well, you have, as a fresher, you have two options to choose from, and also these two are the most famous certification available throughout the world. Most pursued CCIE certification: routing and switching and CCIE security. We will talk about these two CCIE options in detail in the upcoming slides. Now, first of all, let's talk about CCIE routing and switching. It is the foundation track of all other CCIEs, and most pursued CCIE certification, and most demanded as well, most famous as well, because CCIE routing switching teaches you how to configure and build a network. So the demand and supply gap is very huge for this CCIE as well. and the future growth is really great in this CCIE. Now when you go for this CCIE, you learn about network designing, about network implementation, and network monitoring and troubleshooting. Network implementation means you learn how to configure the network, and monitoring and troubleshooting means you learn how to troubleshoot a particular problem. And you learn about routers and switches, how to configure them, how to troubleshoot them during your CCIE routing and switching journey. So it's a great program. So the journey starts from CCNA, which is the associate level of program, where we cover the basics of networking, and then we move to the next level, which is CCNP, routing and switching, and then finally you move to CCIE, routing and switching. And once you complete your CCIE, routing and switching training and certification, you will be eligible for different job roles as fresher, like network engineer, senior network engineer, and network administrator. Now the growth is really high in CCIE, and so you start your package somewhere from 4 to 5 lakhs, and within 3 years you move up to 7 to 10 lakhs of package. Within 5 years you move to 12 to 16 lakhs of package, and within 10 years you have a great potential. So the year on year growth for CCIE, routing and switching, is great. So this is a high time to go for these certifications, so that down the line, after 3 or 5 years, you see yourself at a very comfortable situation. Now the other certification, which is CCIE Security, again in huge demand. Demand and supply gap is really huge in this certification, and supply is really low. Now this is a certification where you cover more tracks. We start from CCNA, routing and switching, then we go for CCNP, routing and switching. So after covering the basics of routing and switching information, then we move to security. So we start with CCNA security, CCNP security, and finally CCA security. So it's a combo course for two different domains. So that's why it is called a perfect combination of routing and switching and security knowledge, because initially you learn about CCNA and CCNP routing and switching, then you learn about firewalls and all other advanced security devices. So after doing security, you become a better package for the organization, because you can handle routing and switching as well as security, and of course you will be eligible for more job roles as well. So this is a great course, and once you are done with the CCA security training, you'll be eligible for different job roles like network security engineer, network security administrator, and network security specialist. And again, you learn network designing and implementation in this course. Additionally, you learn all about network security, how to secure a network, how to make sure that the network is up and running 24/7, and network is always safe from all the threats and attacks from the attackers. And as I mentioned, you learn about routers and switches, and then you also learn about firewalls and other security appliances like web security appliance. And also, in addition to learning about routing and switching on routers and switches, you also learn how to configure security using routers and switches. Now, salary growth is again really high in CCIE Security. So within 3 years, you can reach up to the package of 10 to 12 lakhs, and within 5 years, you have the potential to reach up to 16 to 20 lakhs. And within 10 years, you might be able to reach at a very, very good level. And this is a great career certification. So this is the best time to do it so that you are comfortably placed after few years where your friends might be struggling if they choose any other career option other than CCIE. Now at NB we offer these two programs in a unique method where we call it a CCIE integrated programs, which means we cover from CCNA, then CCNP, and then CCIE. And these courses have been specially designed for freshers. And the great thing is that both the programs have been covered by 100% job guarantee by Network Bulls. The duration of CCIE routing and switching is somewhere around 7 to 8 months, and for CCIE security, the duration is 10 to 12 months. So these two are great courses. You can choose any of them depending upon your interest. Now, how do we make sure that you get the best of the knowledge in this program? So the training program is designed as intensive training program where we provide you 7 hours of training every day, Monday to Friday, where you have 2 hours of theory classes where the instructor tells you about all the concepts, and then there's 2 hours of practical class where the instructor assigns you some particular practical task, and then you perform those tasks under his supervision. And then if you have any doubts or problems, then the instructor is always there to help you out. And additionally, you have 2 hours of personality development classes, which we will talk about more in detail in the next slide. So this is a great training program where we make you a perfect package to make sure that you improve your technical skills, and at the same time you improve your other skills also, so that you become eligible for maximum job roles. And so how do we make sure that not only technically but otherwise also you become a complete package? We provide you different classes like spoken English classes where the teacher is going to make sure that you have removed your MTI issues, and you speak confidently. We also offer you resume writing classes, how to make a great CV so that you can leave a lasting impression on the interviewer, and group discussion classes, which removes your hesitation, mock interviews, which makes sure that you know how to explain the concepts that you have learned, and also the industrial exposure sessions. So this all will be the part of this great training program that we have developed for you students. And then finally, once you are through all this process, we start the placement process. And the placement process is going in the following manner: that first of all, the interview preparation sessions will be there where you will be taught that okay, how to face the interview, how to handle the interview. And then once you are ready for that, then we make sure that you start facing the interviews. We start organizing the placement drives and scheduling your job interviews, and then finally you clear the interview and then get the dream job that you're looking for. And once you achieve that feat, your picture could be here as well. These are some of the recent placement stories that we have, and these are the students from different age groups, different backgrounds, males, females, experienced, freshers, and they got placed in different companies at very good packages, and they have made us feel proud. So we are thankful to them. And now these are some of the recent CCIE pass outs that we have. So all these students passed their CCIE in first or second attempt, and as we have kept a great placement record till now, our efforts have been recognized by the industry from time to time, and we have been receiving award after award, and we have received the best placement record in year 2016 and 17 as well. And all the credit goes to our placement team and of course our students and trainers for this great achievement. Now some of the unique features that we provide here at Network to our esteemed students. First of all, the labs at NB are huge. All the network devices like routers, switches, firewalls, IPS, IP phone, every device is available in plenty, so you can practice whatever you want. We have a great ambience here, so many people sitting and studying, so it's a great and motivational environment that we have. Whenever you get the chance to visit, you can see and feel the environment of NB. Also, the lab is open 24 by 7, which means you can practice anytime, morning, evening, night, Saturday, Sunday, public holiday. So you can practice anytime. And we have a great team of trainers with us, which makes sure that all the student gets the most advanced knowledge as much as possible, and they are always helpful. And we always make sure that the course content that we have is always updated and advanced so that our students are always ready for the latest stuff in the industry. And we have been delivering the quality training for the last 8 years now, so we have a lot of experience about how to provide the quality education. And the best thing is that you can join any batch anytime. You have the option of unlimited repetition and revision classes. So once you become the member of Network Bulls, you become a lifetime member. You can revise your course anytime in the future as well. Now let's start with the question and answer round. You can type your questions in the chat window, and I will keep on answering your questions one by one. Okay, so I'm waiting for the questions. Okay, so Mr. Ratnam Raju is asking that which course do I suggest for the freshers? Well, I would say both courses are great, Ratnam. You can go for routing and switching or security depending upon your interest. As far as the comparison is concerned, security is maybe 20% better than routing and switching because of the more stuff covered in security as compared to routing and switching. But otherwise, you can choose both, any of them, no issues. Mr. Yashwant is asking which course is the best for 1 year experienced person. My suggestion would be to go for security in that case because security will make sure that you cover both routing and switching as well as security. So that would be my recommendation. And Mr. Nikhil says, does this course include Cisco exams? Uh, no, Nikhil, the course does not include Cisco exams, but you don't need to go for any exam. All you have to do is you need to have the right knowledge, make sure that you study hard and acquire all the knowledge that we are imparting here. Okay, Mr. Lilendra is asking any prerequisite for taking CCI Security Integrated. No, there is no prerequisite as such. Uh, so before we teach you security, we will make sure we teach you routing and switching up to CCNP level so that your concepts are solid in routing and switching. And then on the top of that, we will teach you how to secure the network. And Mr. Sanjeev says that I want to do CCNA routing and switching in the summer training as a summer training. Yes, you're most welcome, Sanjeev. No issues with that. We're always here for you. Mr. Parth is asking, is training is enough for getting a job in core companies or certification is required? There is no requirement as such that you have to have certified. You don't need to be certified at all. Certification is an additional choice. You can always clear the certification whenever you want. Companies are always looking for knowledgeable candidates, no matter whether you are certified or not. Yes, being certified gives you extra advantage, extra edge over others, but that does not mean that companies are looking for any certification exclusively. And Mr. Prashanta is saying, I have no idea about network. I have zero idea about network. So what can I go for? Prashanta, if you have no idea about network and this is the first time you have been listening to the network word, then I would say you can go for routing and switching, CCI routing and switching as of now, and then after then maybe you can go for security. But let me tell you that we always most of our students have no idea about networking when they come to us, and then we make them learn, we teach them, and they learn it very quickly. Mr. Evans is asking, I'm interested in CCI security, do I have to go to CCI routing and switching first? There is no requirement as such. So if you want to go for CCA security, you can go for it directly. We will offer you CCNA and CCNP routing and switching training first, and then CC security training. And this all is a combo course the part of the integrated program. And Mr. Karth is asking that, do you have weekend batch for CCNA, CCNP, CCA Security? Yes, Karthi, we do have weekend batches also available, but the frequency is not as high as the weekdays batch. So you need to choose between that. And Mr. Tawfiq is saying that, do you have a batch on Friday and Saturday? Tawfiq, either this is a weekday batch or weekend batch, Monday to Friday or Saturday and Sunday. And can I join it remotely? There are specific online classes available. For that, you need to get in touch with our counseling team. They will provide you better guidance for that. And so Mr. Muhammad Safiq is asking, after completion of training program of CCIE course, student will get job guarantee or lab exam is mandatory for job? Mohammed, there is no requirement as such. We do not ask our student to be lab certified. It is always their choice if they want to go for it. Our commitment is to place you, and that too without any certification. We are always after your skills and your knowledge. We have nothing to do with the certification. Certification is always an added advantage, but that's not the only mean. So we will place you without any certification. Mr. Gaurav Gupta says, I'm interested in CCA security, but I'm working and I belong to Kolkata. Gaurav, in that case, I don't know. I mean, we we offer this training in house only and remotely also. It is possible, but then you need to get in touch with the counseling team. They will guide you in a better way. Mr. Sanjeev says, I am from technical. I'm from non-technical background. How difficult will it be for us? Sanjeev, let me tell you that whether you are from technical or non-technical background, it does not make any difference at all. It's networking is totally different. It has nothing to do with BE, BTech, BCom, BCA, MCA, Tech. It's all about simple, plain logics. What I have observed in my 15 years of experience till now is that it's all about your interest. If you are interested in networking, then you can easily do it. So it's you need to get in, you need to fall in love with the technology. You need to study, and there is no person in the world who can stop you from learning if you have the passion for learning, if you have the interest in networking. Okay, one Ganesh is asking that, do I need to have any experience in networking before joining, or I can directly go for CCA security? Ganesh, let me tell you that there have been so many misunderstanding on this topic for so many people. See, please try to understand that gaining more knowledge is always good. If you go to the industry by being fully prepared, it is always going to be beneficial for you. You'll be able to showcase more and more knowledge to your seniors and your colleagues, and you have more chances of getting important work if you go with more knowledge. Now you can compare two different scenarios. There is one person who has just done CCNA and went to the industry, and then there is one person who have done training up to CCI Security. So this person who has done training up to CCI Security will have a knowledge of CCNA routing switching, CCNP routing switching, CCNA, CCNP, CCI Security. So this person will have a lot of advantage when this person goes to industry. So my recommendation is always that you go for CCIE as soon as possible. Do not wait for 2 3 years of experience. This is the high time to go for CCIE, and within 3 years you will be at a very very good level. So don't just wait, go for it now. Mr. Arvind is saying, can we do CCA routing and switching and security simultaneously? No, Arvind. So first of all, we will teach you routing and switching up to CCNP, and then we will teach you security from basic to advanced. Because in order to understand security, you need to have good knowledge of routing and switching. So that's why we always teach routing and switching before we teach you security, even if you take admission in CCA Security. Mr. Karan is saying, will I be taught from scratch if I'm coming from a different engineering background? Karan, as I already covered, it doesn't matter from which background you are coming. We always start from scratch, from the very basics, and then only we move up to the next level. And all our students are coming from different backgrounds only, so it doesn't make any difference. So we will always teach you from scratch, and you can easily understand. Mr. Himanshu is also asking the same question, that uh, what is the future for non-technical student? Himanshu, let me tell you that being technical or being from non-technical background does not make any difference as far as networking or CCIE is concerned. It has nothing to do with that. It's all about your passion for learning and your interest for networking. That matters, nothing else at all. And Mr. Harish is saying, how long does it take to learn CCIE? On an average, it will take around 9 to 10 months to be a CCIE, to learn CCIE. That's the enough time for you to have good knowledge about CCIE knowledge. And Mr. Shelley is asking, I want to ask if anyone is graduated from a Hindi medium college school, can she or he will understand the course? Shelley, Hindi English has nothing to do with this course. This is a technical course. Anybody can do it. Uh, there are so many people who are coming from different states whose spoken English skill is very, very poor, and they have studied from government schools, government colleges, normal schools, normal colleges, and they are able to understand the technology. They are able to understand the concepts, and they are working with very good companies even now. So There is nothing like that. Anybody can do networking. It's as simple as that. A, B, C, N. Anybody can do networking. That's it. And Mr. Amarjit is saying that I have done CCNA routing and switching from network bulls. What to do next? Amarjit, my suggestion would be to go for CCIE, either in routing and switching or security, as per the no, as per the interest that you have, because that will give you wings to your career, and you will be able to learn a lot of networking in CCIE, which you cannot learn in CCNA at all. There is no comparison of CCNA and CCIE. You can, or you should go for CCIE no matter what. Nicholas is asking when is the next batch. The next batch is going to start on 9th of January. I'll be welcoming you all in that batch. And Mr. Kapil is asking that which of these two courses would be better with CEH. Kapil, CEH is nothing. CEH is all about using some tools and trying to hack some information. Networking, routing and switching and security is much more than that. But then if you want to combine CEH, then I would say you go for CCA Security, because there you learn about how to implement security, and then you can use your tools of CEH to see what you have learned. Mr. Sherman is asking where where else you have your branches. Sherman, we do not have any branch, and we do not have any plan to open any branch. We have the world's biggest lab here in Gurgaon, and it is not easy to replicate such a huge setup anywhere else. So we have all the facilities under one roof here. So my recommendation would be to come here and just focus on your studies for 8 to 10 months and make your career, change your career. That's it. uh, Karan is asking, do we provide accommodation from for students coming from different states? Karan, we have a lot of tie-up with different accommodation providers here in Gurgaon. So of course it is our responsibility to make sure that you are comfortably settled here, and you focus on your studies and nothing else. We will take care of everything else for you. uh, Karthi is saying, do you have an early morning batch? Karthi, our first batch in the morning starts at 10 to 12, not before that. uh, Mr. Ratnam is asking, should we learn CCNA if we want to learn CCA security? So yes, you have to go through the step by step training program. So the program is an intensive training program, and it is integrated program that we offer here. So it's a combination of multiple courses. Like we offer you start from CCNA, then CCNP routing and switching, and then security from CCNA to CCI security. So that will be covered automatically. And Shell is asking, is it a theory batch or a practical, theory based or practical course? It's a combination of both. So we teach you theory and then we teach you practical. You have to study some theory and you have to perform practical. It's a combination of both. But then don't worry, eh, our trainers are going to make sure that you understand the technology really well and you will be able to apply the concepts without thinking. And Mr. Anis is asking that I completed my graduation in year 2014 and I worked for 2 years with different firms but not in networking. Am I eligible? Yes, Anis, you are still eligible for the placement guarantee program because no matter what you have done in your past, we will make sure that you learn all the networking by spending 8 to 10 months here, and then we place our students on the basis of these skills and nothing else. So there are so many companies which keep on contacting us about good students. So the company's requirement is only one: the candidate must be knowledgeable, the candidate must have great skills. That's it. They don't care whether you passed in 2014 or you have done BTech or BE or BA. Doesn't matter at all. All they need is good skills from you. If you have good skills, you have great career. You have great options. And Trilok says, I have low communication skills. Can I still be placed? Trilok, no matter what, you will be placed. That's the responsibility of our placement team. But yes, please remember that the package that you will get will not be as good as a person who is having good spoken English skills will get. So yes, there will be a difference in the package, but you will be placed. That's the guarantee we have. So don't worry about that. And Harish is asking, is it possible to learn CCA routing and switching within 6 months? Harish, 6 months is a little less duration for Indian program in CCIE. We need at least 8 months to cover this program. So you have to manage for 2 additional months. You need to give us at least 8 months before we can place you and before we can train you really well. And I think that's all the questions we have because other questions are repetitive, which I have already covered. So, okay, let me take the last question. So Abhishek says, I have 2 years of experience. I'm confused between routing, switching, and security. Abhishek, no need to be confused. You just need to have a clarity that what is your area of interest. By the way, the CCA Security has more options and better chances of growth, higher growth as compared to routing and switching. So my recommendation would be to if you go for security rather than routing and switching. Uh, Mr. Parth is asking, do we have PD classes covered in CCA integrated fees? Yes, Parth. The all the package is provided as one package. So yes, all the classes will be there, and you don't need to pay anything extra for that. Sharvan is asking what type of companies are there where the students are getting placed. Sharvan, there are different range of companies. There is no one or two specific companies where the students are getting placed. It depends. uh, CSS Corp, BT, Orange, Arisent, HCL, Wipro, TCS, Accenture. These are some of the few companies I can name. And then Airtel, Vodafone. There are so many companies where our students are getting placed, and that too at different packages depending upon their skills level. And then, sorry, data center. Some questions are there for the data center as well. Yes, we are offering data center training as well. We offer CCNA data center, CCNP data center, CCI data center training as well. And we have a CCI data center integrated program as well. So if you want to join that, you can join that as well. That also has a very good career. But then data center is, if you compare it with routing and switching and security, data center is even more tough. But then obviously the salary packages are also higher in data center as compared to routing and switching and security. So your choice. You can choose security or you can choose data center, but data center is tough as well. Shelly is asking that uh, we cover we provide spoken English classes in the course. Yes, we do provide spoken English classes in the course, but then how much you have learned while getting trained depends on you. Everybody, please understand this that we cannot clap with a single hand. Your cooperation is always needed. Please understand that it so if we are providing spoken English classes does not mean you will learn English very fluently, because if you do not work equally hard, then it is going to be difficult to speak very fluently. So you need to understand that you also have to play an equal part in this. We teach, you learn. We teach, you learn. That's how it has to be. Please remember that just by paying money, you do not get the knowledge. You also have to work equally hard to make sure that whatever knowledge we are imparting, you are also working hard and receiving and understanding that knowledge. And also, your regularity, your punctuality in the classes is equally important. It's not a college or school program where you can skip your classes or you can go for bunk. It's a professional course run by a professional company under the guidance of professional trainers. So you also have to be a professional and you have to make sure that you are coming and attending classes regularly and you are learning. And also, let me tell you that this program is only and only for serious candidates. If you want to have fun for 1 year, then I think this is not a place for you. This is a place for serious candidates who are looking to make their career, who wants to do something in their career. So if that is your objective, you are most welcome. So please remember, you have to work equally hard. We alone cannot do a lot. I think that's all. So before I wrap it up, I only want to give one last message to all of you who are listening. Please please understand that networking is a great career option, very high paying career option, but then you have to be serious about your career. You have to be serious about your learning. And we alone cannot do a lot. Your role is very, very important. And if both of us can work equally hard, then you will get some amazing results and you will be really, really happy at the end of 8 to 10 months. You'll be thankful to us. We will be proud of you that yes, you made the right choice by doing CCIE and by joining Network Bulls. And we will also be happy that yes, we have great students here who did the equal hard work and they got placed in great companies and now their career is flying with us. So that's all my message is. So thank you very, very much to all of you. It was a great session for me and it was great interacting with you people. You people are absolutely great. Looking forward for all of you in NB somewhere in future. Thank you very, very much.